one thing that I find really interesting is someone who's written music and has written just books and stories in general. I think one of the things that's most missed, I think a lot of times, is storytelling within the music. Now, I'm not even talking about storylines in particular. I'm talking about a song with its concept coming out, and then you are treated to a song and a video that has a certain basis behind it. And honestly, I think it's one of the most effective ways to write music and to do a music video. There is a song from ATEEZ that I have literally listened to every single day, basically since I found it. And it's because of that actual, narrative that it's telling me through the way that it's written musically and just the whole overall vibe. And that is actually ATEEZ's song called Wave. So I want to do a little bit of a breakdown as to why I find this so interesting. And so we'll just play the song for a little bit and you'll see. Immediately, 1 second in, you get the that synthesizer that's playing kind of like a really high tubed instrument, and then you have the synthesizer coming in with the wayo. Coming in very hot with a very nice string guitar, and also starting off, we start with San and I believe Jungho. Those two are the first two singers. Then one thing that I like is that it switches from those two straight into Mingi, and let me tell you, this is super effective. The beautiful high note right there that he hits. It's the first thing that I think I get when I listen to this is carefree. That's what I love the most, is immediately I just get this feeling of carefree vibes. Same structure. Love the way that he flips that vocal flick like that. It's really well done. And honestly, too, it's a continuation. It's a step below in tone. And then immediately, you just kind of get this cold water thrown on you. And I think the reason why that's so good is because that contrast hits you in such a way that it's just like, whoa, okay, this is really catching my attention. And so what I think that really does, though, on top of it all, you mix it with the lyrics that are written for this, and it just really comes into this really nice feeling of mixing some tensity and some softness together, first and foremost. And that's kind of the nice balance that you get throughout the whole song. And see, now this is where you start to get that tension being built. And then this time, actually, interestingly enough, they flip it on its head, and this time it's the singers and not the rappers doing it. That big release, it builds up. It just absolutely gives you this piece of crescendo, right? It's just got this little crescendo that it builds up, and then you get the release of that tension from the crescendo. And it is so effective that I get people who don't even listen to K-pop that will get this song stuck in their head from where I'm at on my side of the camera, which that does not happen hardly ever. The song is so effectively written. And so then after we get that, we start it back almost as if we do at the very beginning. This time, that starts with the rap line right here. And I think what is really nice about this particular section, and this sounds really weird to say, but for me personally, the first thing that I think of is that this is the call to action. This is the look at what's going on. Enjoy the moment before you lose it. That's what it says to me. Sure, it's not exactly saying that, like, you have to remember this, you have to be aware. It's just one of those scenes where it's like the quote from The Office, right? Where he says, I wish that you would know when you were in the good moments, when you were in the good moments. That way you could enjoy it more. And that to me is kind of what this is saying. And the reason why I call that a call to action is because that is, you know, what they're doing. They're showing, you know, them hanging out. They're on the beach. They're playing basketball. They're, you know, doing whatever. They're hanging out and they're showing this actual piece of like, this is what we are fighting for here. This is what we're enjoying. Here comes the crescendo. Builds up. And I think one thing that needs to be understood about this too, especially, is when the harmonies are coming in, it is acting like the wave from the ocean as well. We're getting the Hakuna Matata, we're getting that whole nice section, but the truth is the reason why it's making you feel the way that it does and why it's actually such a really good, clever summer hit is because of the fact that there are these storytelling beats and the vocal line coming in with those harmonies right here. And I think the thing that's so cool about this particular section is I like to refer to this as the resolution. We got to the last point here, and I think the nice thing is that it's a culmination of everything. We get all the good stuff that we've heard, all the moments that just really kind of captivate us, and then they throw it all out there. And there is the ad-lib that is done in there that just kind of ends up adding that nice exclamation point that you hear that just absolutely, to me personally, screams, this is the resolution. And it's one of those things that I think as musicians is not really credited enough. And this spot right here, like, honestly, this is such a key point for me, especially like the way that he does this is a good punctuation for this section to be able to move on to the next section. I I love that. The way that it dips down like that so that the next person that picks it up can start back up. That's really crazy. And so coming in right after that, we get this ad lib. To me personally, like, the biggest thing that this says to me is that this is a group of storytellers. That is what musicians can indeed be. And the thing is that this song is produced in such a way to produce that summer feeling. It is kind of like a summer hit song, like I was saying, but to me, this is more of just a beautiful story, and they are the storytellers, and they are so effective in telling it. I just can't believe that there are some people who are musicians that will just go out there and sing a song. No, you are, in every other right, someone who also writes stories. And now whether the boys in ATEEZ wrote this song or didn't produce it or wrote with the lyrics, it is still their job. I don't even want to say job. It is up to them to present this in that fashion. And in my personal opinion, I think they do a phenomenal job. Like I said, this song has been on nonstop since I've heard it, mainly just because the fact is that this makes me realize at how important storytelling can be in music. And the fact of the matter is that when we listen to this song, it kind of, I hope in a way, helps motivate, and also in a sense helps us keep in mind that the moments that are ever fleeting are able to be looked back on with fond remembrance, but also a call to action to make sure that you hold on to those moments and those people to make sure that they are ever present and appreciated. This is the power of storytelling in music, and this is one of the reasons why, for me, it's always been such a huge attraction. I mean, that's why a lot of times I pump in tens of thousands of minutes every single year into listening to music. It's because it's stories like this that ATEEZ is telling within their music video. Which, by the way, this song actually was one of my top listened to songs. I think it was in the top 10 at least. So, in any case, hopefully this gives you a little bit of better understanding as to why, for me personally, Wave has actually become one of my most favorite songs that I've ever heard. So, anyway, I hope that you like this, and I will be talking to you about this in the comments below. Vi Victus.